Move you guys for just a second. This is going to go in there. Sneaky.
Dash says evening, sir.
What the hell are you doing up so late?
Big Daddy yells Dash life. Welcome subscribed for 47 months in a row. Haas Big 10 says what's up, brother. Mr. RT says hello.
This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan.
Dash, thank you for that resub. Sorry, the camera angle is going to be a little off. Mr. RC, Haas, what's happening? Tomorrow we leave out for a tournament, so I got to make sure I've got everything in order. I hope so we can do something this year. It is a small lake that gets packed with a ton of people. And,
Ting Wing 90 says fishing on Mill Lacs right now.
nice.
Dash says just got parked for the night. Didn't get out of the cornfield until 6 tonight. Jamie says what are you doing tonight? Sniping Barber F asks ice tournament?
We are. It is the 24-hour tournament that I do with Jason. It's his hometown.
OG says kind of a late start.
It is, but had to get chores done around home here. Lolly had asked me to help her out with some stuff tonight, and I told her I would do that since she puts up with all my shit. And literally, that's what she's doing. So I'm upgrading to a bigger box because I'm bringing everything. I'm going to throw the kitchen sink. We're actually going down a day early. We're going down a day early for the tournament.
Haas Big 10 asks Southwest MN?
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is making sure I've got a whole bunch of stuff ready to go. There's brown trout in this lake, and we were thinking they don't have it listed as a catch fish for the tournament, but rumor has it there could be a little special something or another for somebody lands one, and we found out where they were last year, where they like to hide out. We just didn't have the right stuff to get them. So I took advantage of being up at Leech Lake, and we went into Cass, and a lot of your common, a lot of stuff used for eel pout was originally designed for lake trout. So
It says chair not chain asks dude how y'all doing?
doing good. How you doing? And then Monday, we'll be on a road trip. We'll be on a road trip trying to go pick up another truck. And then tomorrow, I'm going to call before I leave for the tournament and find out about this job. I don't think I'm going to pass the opportunity. I mean, we're making it on the stream. I mean, it's been tight. It's been tight.
Big
every
Daddy
month.
Yells
Welcome
Barrigan
to
just
my
subscribed
house.
for 24 months in a row.
Cause these are my people. And this is my land. This is my land. This is what we pray for. And this is God's plan. This is God.
Once I find out more details as far as what my schedule and stuff is going to be, I'll adapt my streaming schedule around that. I don't know all the details yet. I still have to sit down with the lead engineer and then the department lead of where I'm going. So,
Ting Wing 90 says stocked brownies and there no way.
yeah, man. So, I'm going to be, we're going to be going after,
It says chair not chain says at Dash Life.
we're going to be going at this tourney full throttle. One of the things that I'm known to do is bring some uncommon stuff, and sometimes I have success, sometimes I don't. One of those uncommon things that I'm known to bring is Lindy rigs, and I jig Lindy rigs, and people are like, what the fuck? But I've actually had success jigging Lindy rigs through the ice. Just a
Randy
different
H
presentation.
1990 says tourney fishin' sounds fun. Ting Wing 90 says more like stocked brooks.
Well, then you would be wrong. There are stocked big boy brownies in there. How do I know? Because they pissed us off all last year. Trout are assholes when they come to lakes, and they will chase everything out of the area, and it kind of just fucked us for the tournament. We were actually in a really good spot. We pre-scouted it pretty hard, watched it up until the tournament started, watched it underneath the underwater camera, and when the trout came through there, they pretty much chased everything out. They're kind of dicks like that. They rolled in just as the tournament started. We got one northern pike out of there last year, and then we ended up having to move twice. With no success of placing. So we're hoping to change that this year. We at least want to get on the board this year. So I'm going to bring a lot of bit of everything.
Needly Pine asks, good evening, good sir. You make a hard decision on career yet?
Yeah.
Wing says, yeah bro, I know trout wanna catch them, go to Rush River in Wisconsin.
Well, I plan on making it to Wisconsin this summer. The position I'll be taking starts out with 3 weeks vacation. So I'll still have some time to travel. I do intend to go to Wisconsin and spend some time with the guys over in Wisconsin. They make the trip out here to come see us all the time. I'll go hang out Pigpen and Laser and...
Randy H 1990 asks, what's the new gig?
I can't get into complete detail about it, but it's kind of something I would never expect to be doing in my life. I went for one position, and then because of my background and my work history, they offered me another. Just went to check it out. I always check things out. I always check out opportunities, and I wasn't real serious about it, but when I got offered I found it really hard to pass it up. Streaming is my dream. It's what I love to do, but the problem that I'm having with the streaming is every month we're barely making it, and some months
Needly Pine says, I feel like you will love it and several years will fly by and you will be set. Best of luck, good man.
That's not what it's not the money thing. It's not. I just want to pay off the debt that I have, and I have a couple investments that I've made in the past, but they're not panning out as fast as I thought they would because of the recent economy. So I've been running my savings down quite a bit. And those of you know that when you come out of prison and you start life and you start developing savings and stuff in your 30s, you got to play some pretty serious catch up. So you go over here, my dude. You go there. I'm not done streaming. It's just my streaming and my content is going to change based on what my schedule is. I won't be able to travel nowhere near as much or be gone for extended periods of time. But the promise of this job is in a period of about 5 years, I'll be able to work pretty much remotely the whole time.
Hubert the Fourth asks, is the new job normal 9 to 5 hours? Needly Pine asks, do they have a start date for you?
Not yet. I've only done the preliminary interview. I was basically told I'm a shoo-in for the job if I want it. I have to do the formality stuff. This isn't one of them regular jobs where you just get to walk in and call it a day. You know, you walk in, they put you somewhere. They just put you somewhere. So this is a higher end job, so there's a little more formality to it. They asked me for a resume, and I said, never had one, never needed one. And she goes, what? I said, well, typically guys like me, because of my work history and my work experience, I walk in and say, we want you, and we fill out W-2s and applications for formality, and I'm already hired before I fill that all out. She said, well,
Randy H. 1990 says, interested in hearing more about it when you are able to.
Well, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of details about it just because of the sensitivity of the job, but
Oh, okay, I understand.
let's just say everything I've done previously in transport and other jobs have kind of led to this point. They're my rod boxes where they're at. Might have to run outside quick and go get that. Won't be using Snells down there. Won't be using those. Got a bunch of those. Maybe
Hubert the Fourth asks what's the temps like there. Haas Big 10 says looks like some pretty nice prizes for that small Lake Town tournament.
It is.
Big Daddy says the weather for Dash, Fargona, Uzbekistan is sunny, temperature 25 4C, wind speed 6 miles per hour direction. Humidity 73%, feels like 18 minus 8C.
Definitely want those. Want our Geminis. Barrel swivels.
Dash says there ya go, 2 degrees.
Yeah, it's 2 degrees out my at my home 20 right now. Northern Slayers. Bring them out. Definitely gonna be bringing them out. So, if you guys want to get kind of a eye view, this is all the stuff I'm bringing with. And I got a couple other boxes in my it's not going to be a long stream tonight. It's just going to be me getting stuff loaded up.
Soggy says beep boop beep boop.
Hey, Soggy. Getting ready for the tourney. Trying to win a live scope this weekend.
Dash says don't forget your fancy new meeting people cap.
Oh, I got it. Bringing stickers and everything. Took advantage of being in Cass, got me a bunch of big nasty tackle. So instead of piling all these little packages in there, what I do, so I can keep track of what color they glow, is I'll tear the glow tag out. So it shows me what color it glows, and then I'll stick that in the slot with it. I like Big Nasty because they use Gamakatsu treble hooks and stuff when they build their things. And I try to lay them out as individual as possible because it's easier to gain access to them when you need them. I mean, some of them it's pretty obvious, but some of the blues and the standard glow. The regular glow stuff is the same color. We talked about starting to paint finding some jigs that people aren't doing and painting them myself because I can't find them. Like these. We found them there in bulk, but I can't find them anywhere around here. But they're still awfully expensive there. If I can find the mold for these, I would like to make these myself and start selling them. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of the local retailers here tell me if I started making my own certain jigs that they would be more than happy to carry them. I've been kind of waiting because you can go through certain companies and you can buy their lures and rebrand them as long as they're not distributing to that place already. So, but I've got to go in with some pretty serious units. Like these, when they do these, they don't actually paint them, they dip them. It's like a plasti dip glow in the dark sediment that they use. That's why they don't glow as long as they should. These things only got a glow time of about 2 minutes, which sucks.
Billy says top of the evening, Ron.
Billy was having it. So
Tournament?
yeah, I got a 24-hour tournament I'm going to be doing, and then Laser Beam's going to let me know I may end up over in Wisconsin doing one over there too yet. I usually don't, I do a few tournaments a year for ice fishing.
Very cool.
I usually don't stream them. I know people, oh, that's good content. I'm uber focused, and I don't want to be dealing with stream shit when I'm doing 24-hour tourneys. There's enough stress in doing it as it is, but we're going to try streaming this one, see how it works. If it works out good. If it gets to be too much of a hassle.
Nah, I wouldn't stream it. Win it.
I'll try and win it. do my best to win it.
I mean, you can stream it, but shit can take a lot of attention away from the catch.
No, it won't. I will turn it off. This is very serious. It costs us money to get in. It costs us money to do it. You know, it's not a... I very rarely ever stream. When I was on Facebook, I tried to stream a couple of tournaments, doing it then, and it was not... I vowed then I wasn't ever going to do it again, and ended up doing it. I'm going to try it again this time around. It's the first come, first served tourney and very limited entries.
Hospig10 says it's no joke over 20k prizes. Billy says just enjoy your time. Us assholes will be around after you win it.
Oh, listen, I'd like to tell you that I enjoy my time tournament fishing. I'm too uber focused for that. I was a tournament fisherman for a long time. For a very long time. And, unfortunately, I get stupid uber focused. That's kind of why I quit doing tournaments last summer. You know, Dan Burgundy and Go League they set up a really nice tourney.
Hospig10 says good luck to you, sir. You will do well.
Dan Burgundy and setting up the Go League and the mods that he has for that have done a phenomenal job, but I realized when I came to my epiphany last summer, sitting down on the river, that I had lost my enjoyment for fishing. That's why I only, you know, like the ice fishing tournaments, I can still kind of relax. I'm not beating the crap out of myself trying to make it happen. You're kind of limited in where you can go and what you can do.
Aaron De Tires says ITSCE.
Aaron D. Tires, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. Can I get a shout out for Aaron D. Tires, please? That's my dude right there.
Soggy says what tourney?
It's the Canby Classic. Limited entries, 20,000 prizes. I used to do a very, very private tournament that didn't run last year because it was basically a private body of water. It was...
Hospig10 says 5th annual.
Soggy asks, was that the one we did last year?
Yeah, that was one of them I did last year. I didn't stream it.
Lady came over and signed us up?
Oh, no. You're talking the one 2 years ago. That was the one 2 years ago. I'll be doing that one this year, I think, also. That's just kind of a people live on the lake style tourney. That's not a...
Oh, nice. That should be fun. Did you save those walleyes?
Oh, yeah. Yep, Jason took one home and Nate took two home. Then we put that big 22 and a quarter back in. She looked like a really good breeder, so we sent her back. Sent her back. What the hell did I put that one now? Right there. I love these coffin spoons.
Walleye
Something
Ah
nasty.
Ki Chi Ta says what sog?
No, that 22 and a quarter we sent back down the hole. Took some pictures of her, measured her out, sent her back down. She looked like a really good breeder. Then we told some old guys when we were leaving the lake, the guy drives all the way up from
Soggy
up
says asking if he saved those walleyes for the tourney LMAO.
Oh, no. No. I choose to be honest.
I got weights.
Walleye Ah Ki Chi Ta
Wow.
says he's probably stuffing them with lead.
Shh. Tungsten.
Soggy
you can't
says
detect.
lol.
Tungsten. Using hard, what is it, that hardcore stainless, so you can't get it through a metal detector. That high-end stainless.
Dash says good breeder, as in wide tail fin. Lol. Boss lady says hey hey.
Oh, boss lady. All right. Do I have any more coffin spoons? Yeah, Nate found out what it's like to go with me and Jason. We're loading up with
What you doing?
prepping for a tournament, getting tackle organized. Nate found out what it's like with me and Jason to go out and get prepped for tackle, and it's like this high glow, big nasty tackle. I think is going to be a good thing because it's not readily available in our area.
You going out tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna go scout tomorrow. We're leaving early in the morning. We're gonna go down and scout. Beginning sign-in starts, I think, at like 4 o'clock. So we're gonna get registered.
Yay.
Tournament doesn't start until Friday, and then it's 24 hours. Nice thing is it's a smaller lake. There's a smaller area that we're going to be fishing, so it'll be a lot easier to scout. Leech Lake was a motherfucker. We spent 3 hours out scouting that lake. That was a bitch. The first thing you do is you look at, so those of you guys who wonder what it takes to scout. So what we do.
Big Daddy yells the
Welcome
arcade
to my
6 just
house.
subscribed for 3 months in a row.
These are my people. And this is my land. This is what we pray for. And this is God's plan.
Thank you for that resub.
Dash Life just cheered 100
Catch me
cents.
if you can.
Boss Lady says has been missing all you streamers. Rizzy as back
Thank you.
yells hi, Ivy missed you mate.
Well, I appreciate you. So this is Leech Lake, right? This is where we were just fishing. You see all them lines there? Those are all contour lines. So what we had to do was figure out where to go. So you start out looking at contours. Well, a lot of the places there was already guys fishing. We kind of wanted to get away from everybody, was kind of the deal. And then we wanted to make sure we had a space in case people wanted to join us. They could. So when we started looking, so this is the island everybody's talking about. It's known, it's Goose. It's called Goose Island. But
You told me a few streams ago that you don't do fishing comps.
I don't. Normally I don't. I do a couple of ice fishing tournaments a year. That's it. I don't even stream them. And I go in as typically a guest with somebody else. I don't run my own personal stuff out for tournaments, but this is this particular one is my buddy Jason. This is his hometown tourney. So I typically only do maybe 3 ice fishing tournaments a year, and it's because they're shack tournaments. That's it. Otherwise, I don't do anything. But Jason and I have, in the last 3 years, have become pretty acclimated to each other when it comes to ice fishing, so it makes it a lot easier.
Charm77 says you said you're not streaming or you are.
We're gonna try it out. If it gets to be too much, I'm just gonna have to turn the stream off. I got 24 hours to catch the biggest fish, and I'm trying to get the walleye. But anyways, so when you're looking at this, so this would be the reference point, right? So when we were where we were originally fishing, where we were put was over in this area here. We were over in this area here. Kind of, actually, we were right, let me look. We were right about here. Somewhere right in this neck of the woods, this vicinity. Because, we were in a little shallower than that, but we were in here, and then Jason was right up on top of this hump. So there was a pretty good northern bite.
Boss Lady says you have a lot of mods. You can stream.
It isn't that. It's me trying to keep up with the stream. I have to interact with the people, and if I'm not interacting with the people, it's not, or if the streaming equipment's in the way from what we're trying to do. The big thing for me is if we've got to pick up and move, because Jason's got his house set up so we could run a gun if we have to. He's had a custom set of shackles made for it, so we can actually literally set this thing up and run it across the lake.
Yeah, I get that.
So once we start figuring out where we want to be, or we start finding contour that we like, so like this is one of the areas that we checked out was right here. This contour, this really, really heavy contour right here. We went in here and checked this out. Right there. Oh. So this gives you an okay depth range. But what we do is we go in, we punch a hole. Jason drops his live scope. I run the underwater camera. He looks for the contours. He wants to see how heavy they are, how gradual. I study the bottom. I take my underwater camera, I study the bottom. I look at the bottom. Do we have any kind of murkiness? Do we have any kind of, like algae bloom, cloudiness, something on the bottom to kind of, make the fish kind of sit there? And we could not find that. We spent 3 hours looking, and finally we went all the way up back here. So this is what's called snake pits there. And we went all the way up on the back of the snake pits. And we were clear back up in here. All the way back up in here we went. And as you can see, somebody else went there after we did. I never live pinpoint anything on avionics, because as soon as you do that, like right now, because of where that's at, somebody pinpointed that live, and they pinpointed it live on, so everybody who's got avionics who pays for the yearly service can now see it. I don't ever do that. I have offline waypoints, that's why I'm not showing you guys those, but literally everything was perfect. Algae bloom come in, we got set up at 4 o'clock. I think we hit maybe 4 or 6 little dinkers between the 3 of us, and then the tanker perch started coming in. And we actually threw quite a few of them back, and it was like clockwork. Probably 7:30, the walleye started coming through. And then the thing that really got me, which I'm not used to, is usually when the walleyes start running, the burbot start running through. The burbot will start making their way through. And I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe all the burbot that were caught at IceCon this year were caught early AM hours. Earliest one being 4 a.m. But they were all early AM bites, and I think the last walleye we caught was at 11. Was 11 p.m. and then I caught my burbot at 6, and by 7:30 a.m. the perch just started beating the crap out of us again, and I streamed as much of that as I could. We were on a pretty solid bite probably an hour before I started streaming. But I don't think I have any more coffin spoons left. Should be at jig heads now. Well, I'll throw the trout spoons down.
Big Daddy yells Eric travels just here from Winter 6.
Thank you for the biddies. I think one of the things that after this weekend, there has been, on one of the lakes that I fish here, there has been a 35-inch walleye netted. And I believe, I don't remember what the state record is, but I think that would be the state record, if I heard correctly. In a lake not too far from me. And I'm hoping I can get Jason another during the weekday.
Boss Lady says, okay, I'm back.
Hi. I'm hoping I can get Jason freed up for a couple of days so we can track this fish down. We got a pretty good cold snap coming in, and if it starts making some serious ice, I think it's going to push him out deep out towards the flats, is my guess. I'm not a big walleye fisherman. Jason fishes a lot more walleyes than I do, and then I've got a guy we call the Walleye Slayer out here, and because that's legitimately what he is. The guy's got, I think, well, Walleye Akichi, I believe, is the only one I know, me personally, I know that has more walleyes than him. So, this guy literally has a room in his house that is nothing but wall mounts.
Charm77 says, was IceCon ATOUTNAMENTOR just friends fishing?
What? No, IceCon wasn't a tournament.
Soggy says just friends.
Just people getting together. Friends all getting together. The guys I was with have never been on Leech Lake before. And
Dash says just fry.
never been on Leech Lake before. They wanted to catch some Leech Lake fish, some big Leech Lake fish, so that's what we tried to go look for the last night. We did good. I think we took 24 perch.
Boss Lady says people were confused about that. Arco Pimp says IceCon is just secretly Soggy's weekend to make out with dudes lol.
What? He does
Boss
that any
Lady says
weekend.
lol Barracan.
He does
Soggy
that-
says maybe.
He does that every weekend. He does it anytime he's around dudes. Fucking Walleye has to carry a taser.
Dash
anytime
asks
so-
at Barracan secretly.
Walleye carries a fucking taser and a goddamn cattle prod to keep Soggy away from him.
It's no secret. Arco Pimp says lol.
We just don't show it on stream because it's a TOS violation.
Soggy says that's right.
Arco Pimp says always knew Soggy was a Chevy owner.
Well, yeah. What do I want to run now? Thought I had a couple more of them. Maybe I don't. Thought I did. Maybe I don't. Got those. I think these big super glows are going to be the ticket this year, though. I really do.
Walleye Akichi Ta says I think Pigpen enjoyed the lap dance for Soggy.
Well, we know that. You ain't lying about that.
Boss Lady says LMAO.
That's one thing about being around Soggy, man. It's never going to be boring. It's never going to be boring, ever.
Dash says Soggy even dyed his hair to match his balls after last weekend. Boss Lady says OMG lol.
Actually, whatever, right down there. If you wonder why I take so much time in organizing this before a tournament, is because, well, the number one reason is because the more organized I am before I get down there, the easier it is for me to get in line and start switching out. Because one thing we definitely have to do is switch out a lot of lures, because you got to figure, you don't have 2 or 3 days to figure out what
Soggy
these
says
dudes are
just
biting on.
jealous Dash.
Well, I need you to text me your address, man. I got a whole bag full of fucking hooks here for you too. That I'm
Boss
not gonna
Lady
use.
says get M Soggy.
Walleye asked me to pick him up a bunch of hooks for the event, and then I forgot him here because I changed shit out last minute. Feel like a douchebag. Got a whole shit ton of hooks for him.
Dash says at Soggy Wonka Customs of, I've got bigger dingleberries than them little things. Boss Lady says oh shit.
Thought I was going to lose my northern streak this year until we got up on leech. Then I started hitting them again. A little Wonder Bread.
Soggy says LMAO, you jealous you didn't get the soggy dance.
Oh, hell no, I'm not. I've had the soggy dance. I don't want it again.
Boss lady says lol. Dash says, and my hair is 50 Shades of Grey, you know, like the movie.
Soggy says bah ha 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 ha.
That's what happens in Mexico. Those jig heads there.
Boss lady says lol.
Those jig heads there. A lot of these jig heads I probably won't use down there, but you never know. Rather have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Been my experience over the years, it's always that one thing you
Soggy
didn't bring.
says, yeah, it'd probably give you a heart attack. We don't want that.
It's always that one you don't bring seems to be the one that works, and you're sitting there kicking yourself in the ass. I usually don't like bringing boxes this big, but after last year, we are bringing everything and the kitchen sink. Bringing a shit ton of tiki minnows, spoons, flutter spoons. And I make sure every line, every piece of line is cut off any of these jigs that I've got on here. Because that's just more time.
Dash says Paleys, you'd fall in love and he'd fall asleep.
And then Lolly's best friend Stacy is coming to stay for the weekend.
Boss lady says LMAO.
Soggy says LMAO.
So we'll put the pinheads here. The notes here. Cut the line off of that one. I did find a fish house I really liked though. Bexy's brother or buddy Greg had a Firebrand fish house that he modified. So yeah, if I was going to buy a manufactured fish house, that would be the one.
Boss lady asks Soggy, why did you go purple after the Vikings are done?
It's a Minnesota Wisconsin thing. Check these jig heads out. You can hook them 2 different ways. Pretty slick. There.
Soggy says because I like purple, not because of the Vikings. But neon green was for Halloween before I got the cowboy outfit.
Dash says at Boss Lady Trucker Chad's wife, better question for him is, why is he in here talking smack with guys when he's got some strange blonde chic laying in his bed? Boss Lady says then yellow for summer.
Soggy says she's not in bed yet, she's cleaning up.
One of the things I hate the worst is being at a tournament, digging through a whole bunch of packages trying to find.
I am waiting patiently.
Dash says at Soggy Wonka Customs even better.
Believe it or not, these jigs are not that expensive. If you guys ever get a chance, the Big Nasty Tackle, you can order them online. They're some of the cheapest jigs and the best jigs you can order. As far as bigger jigs, I'd be promoting Soggy's jigs, but he never seems to bring me any. He keeps telling me about them, showing me pictures and shit of them, but I never see them. He let me see him when I was at his house and his prototype ones, but
Boss Lady says Soggy he needs some.
never. He let me see the prototypes when I was at his house, but I never got any.
Soggy says woot woot, good night.
Uh-oh.
Boss Lady says good night Soggy.
Night, Soggy. Trying to be fairly quiet. Wally's got to be up early in the morning. I do too, but I function a lot better on less sleep than she does.
Daddy Shark lay off the Tito's. Walleye ah ki chi ta says later Soggy. Dash asks after seeing Soggy catch all them monsters on leech, are you sure you need them jigs? Boss Lady says you're shouting out the wrong people. Lol.
This is a catch and release tournament, by the way. Although rumor has it, the DNR is going to be there, checking extra lines, things like that, and they're going to be checking people's coolers because apparently last year a lot of people kept fish outside of the ones that they turned in, and it had a pretty nasty impact on the lake when they did the netting this year. The lake's been pretty self-sustained, but that tournament, I guess, put an ass whooping on it. Which I really can't say anything bad about it.
Daddy Shark says just getting the hype going early. LMAO. Boss Lady says I'm thinking about shortening my name, but IDK what? Dash says at ChadR1971 thanks. I gave her a follow. Didn't realize she was streaming again. Boss Lady says lol.
Who are we shutting out? Oh, jeez. All the plastics can go on the bottom. And no real way to separate those. I actually put a pretty good dent in my plastics this year. I'm actually surprised in that. Put a pretty good dent in them.
Daddy Shark says been hearing rumors that she was starting up. Lol.
I don't know that I'm going to run them. Might leave those in the packages. Kind of more interested in the jig heads. I'm going to take a little technique I learned up on Lake of the Woods this year. Being up there walleye, I'm going to use that technique. Hopefully it works out. It'd be kind of cool if it did.
Boss Lady says if I do I won't be in front of the camera. I wouldn't want to break my camera.
That's actually one thing, like some of the streamers, like when I go check them out, that's one of the reasons I don't watch them, is because it's like, I want to see who it actually is. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm weird, but...
Dash says Walleye's new truck looks badass.
Oh, it is. It's a nice setup. You gotta get some airbags in it though for his fish house. But yeah, it's a nice rig. I did my little eye hustle of it, walked around, checked it out, looked inside it. It's pretty nice. It's a really nice setup. First thing he says to me, he says, well, now
Boss Lady says I'm not streaming. People want me to though.
He says, well, now the fucking fish house don't match the truck anymore.
Dash says just needs an oval on the grill.
So, I'm just going to put all these right there. Believe it or not, if I do decide to chase northerns this weekend, the walleyes don't look prevalent. All these guys that go through all this special shit to go get northern rays.
Walleye Akichi Ta says then I'll be broke down if I do that.
Shit. If if you want to go out and jig northerns, just go get your standard daredevils. Go get your daredevils. No bullshit. Jig your daredevils under the ice. And you got to put bait on them for northerns. This has been the go-to northern lure for decades. For generations, man. And these things work fucking amazing. Even under the ice, they work awesome. Never understood that. People go buy all these fancy lures for northerns, and you can just run a standard daredevil. You ain't got to run bait on them. The fucking northerns hit them. Proved it last year. But I already got north. Oh man, I should have pickled them today. Forgot all about that. I got the jar. Should have just pickled a bunch of them today. Yeah, I got busy doing other shit though. Mr. Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread's been a really good color for me this year. Before we go tomorrow, I need to stop and get small.
Dash says at Walleye Akasita, you're probably right. Dodges are bound to break down even with an oval on them. Too far gone for anything to help. Walleye A Ki Chi Ta says lol. Boss Lady says hey, dodges are bad.
Tell you what though, I'd rather drive a Dodge than a Chevrolet. I just hate working on them.
Aren't I mean?
But Dodge
Dash says yes. Yes, they are.
But I will say this. The engineers at Dodge are just, I swear to God, they are drunk or high all the time with the shit that they engineer. Like when they came out with the new body style, or what they call the first
You said
gen.
it right the first time.
When they came out with the second gen body styles, as they call them, they
Jonare says Ron is the mon. If he can't do it, no one can.
they had a 3-system alignment set up on them. You had to align the wheels, then you had to align the gearbox, and then you had to align the steering wheel. It was the most fucked system I'd ever seen in my life. And then their vacuum over electric system for the air conditioning and heat and all that. What a fucking joke.
Boss Lady says ours is older and we haven't had much problems with it. The downfall is, they rust easily.
Swore I'd never go back to a big box for ice fishing, but all my fucking little boxes. I have been cussing clam out, smooth out for the last 2 years because everything I've got clam except one box is fucked. Jigs, rods. I bought the meat stick last year. I ended up giving that away because that was a pile
Dash
of
says
shit.
it's Minnesota. Everything rusts easily.
I bought the meat stick last year, the meat stick combo, just as a cheap bobber setup, and what a pile of shit that turned out to be.
Boss Lady says carrot, carrot, carrot. Jonah Ray says the else rusty skillet.
If it's not a... I'm actually down to just 2 rods that I'll buy now. If it's not a Wolfram Custom, it's a Fishing 13 tickle stick. That's about
Walleye
the only place
Aki
I
Chi
fish
Ta says I do miss the range I got out of the diesel compared to the gas.
with. Oh, yeah. But, like we said, you ain't got to worry about that fucker freezing up on the lake, though.
Dash says at Walleye Akasita I bet.
What's up, Tater? Hi, buddy. You want to get you some snacks, huh? Getting all my hooks in. Well, Rotax found this diesel heater that has a circulation pump in it that I'm going to try and put in the 1 ton for next year for plowing. I like the Expedition Early Dew for ice fishing. That thing just seems to be a fucking tank going through everything. But I really don't want to put a plow on the front of it. Give me 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom. Put you guys in. Be right back.
Walleye Aki Chi.
That hog? Come on, baby. Come here, princess. No, don't you dare flip off. Hog time. Hog time, baby. Hog time. Give me that back, please. Thank you. Damn it.
Wolfram Custom Rod says nice. Rucker Wife yells nice. Pig
Baby. Right there. Right there. Look at it.
Big Daddy yells Vexerb just followed the channel. Hot Dog King yells oh my.
This is why we sit on the river. This is why we sit here all day.
Wifey says holy crap.
Ah! Yeah! This is why we sit
Buzzer
here.
X says hell yeah. This Justin says lol at Ruger Wife.
This is why we sit
Weathercock
here.
says hell yeah.
Thank you.
X dot
Built-in fish sonar. She can look at a lake and tell you where the fish are at. That young lady has more brains in her pinky toe than you have in your entire body.
says Ronkel Ramen Ronkel Ramen Ronsler. Throated BWC asks you like Wendy's?
I don't go out of my way to go there.
Dash says hey Ron, how good is the 066.0 diesel?
Pretty good if you're willing to put the work in them. I mean, they're decent trucks. You just got to go in and make sure the heads are studded. Check the oil pump setup in them, make sure it's been replaced.
Throated BWC says Wendy's nuts smacking your triple chin.
Wow. That dude's gonna go and jerk off, be like, "Oh, look what I said on chat."
Arco Pimp says lol.
I like the
Hospig
6.0s.
10 says get rid of that fucker.
I like the 6.0s. I'd like to build one if I could find one in decent shape and for the right money.
Boss Lady says I was just going to time him out, but someone banned him. Lol. Dash says as he's throating ABWC.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of the 6 liters because when they're put together right, they are bulletproof. They've got a variable vane turbo system in them. They're actually pretty fuel efficient. It's the first year of the coil front ends in the Fords, and it was actually really stout. They overbuilt the front ends in them because of the problems they were having on the 7.3s, and when they went to the coil suspension, and they overbuilt them, which was good. They actually built the suspension to handle the Dana 60 in the front. The transmission.
Yes, I did. Don't need his stupidity in here.
The downside is the money you got to stick into them to get them to where they're bulletproof. But once they're bulletproof, they are what defined the terminology bulletproof for high performance diesels.
Boss Lady says awesome.
There is one running around somewhere between New London, Spicer, Litchfield, Wilmer, that area. It's 1,200 horsepower streetable, and they were the 6.0s were the first engines that you could do that with. 1,200 streetable horsepower, which was absolutely fucking insane. You know, normally 700 to 800 horse in a diesel is about where you got.
Dash says it's got 230,000 on it, so I'm guessing it's been worked on.
Yeah. And honestly, if it was me, I'd probably take it at 230,000. Just have the motor gone through, spend the money, get the motor gone through, depending on what you want it for. I would spend the money, go get it gone through. And that's a truck that will last you a lifetime if you take care of it. The biggest issues on them, the box is just rusted to no avail. The boxes were just shit on them because they stuck with that same Super Duty design and nobody knew how to wash the boxes out, so they would just rot out everywhere. Mainly in the bed rail supports. So the big common conversion is just go spend the $5,500 and get an aluminum flatbed put on them.
It's a plowing truck.
I guess this is probably going to need the ball joints and tie rod ends and stuff in the front, but probably some bushings. But that's a truck you could drive on a regular basis. If you're looking at it for yourself, for the little bit you drive trucks, it wouldn't be a good buy. It wouldn't be a good buy. You wouldn't drive it enough. It would give you a lot of issues. Those trucks were designed to be driven, daily drivers. That was the first era that the diesels were. It was what they called a high rev diesel. It ran at a higher RPM, had a higher rotation rate. Ford started recognizing the fact that people wanted to drive their trucks on an everyday basis. Dodge came out with the 24 valve Cummins, and that's also the first gen of the Isuzu Duramax, the LB7. So yeah, if it's something for yourself and something that you would keep around, it wouldn't be a good truck for you. It's going to cost you more money than it's worth, because that truck is meant to be driven on a pretty constant basis. And if you don't drive them, they start having issues. Sensors start gumming up, and they'll start developing little leaks here and there just because the seals The seals will go to shit from not being run.
WTH you mean? I've put almost 700 miles on my V10 the last 1.5 years.
You would piss that truck off. You'd actually probably blow the motor up in it. You got to take that truck out and hammer it. It's got a variable blade turbo. Like, literally, you got to go out and hammer that son of a bitch to the floor once in a while and give it hell. That's what they're designed for. And I don't give a shit what any half-assed mechanic says. I've been inside of those motors a lot. That's why I like them. I really like them. Everybody likes the 7.3s because of their loyalty, but the best sit-around plow truck for a diesel that you can get is either a 7.3 IDI or a 6.9 IDI. Yes, they're kind of a bitch to get started, but guess what? You won't break them, and they can sit around for months, and they'll start. And they can handle all the ether you can throw in them. They don't care. The big misconception that you're going to blow them motors up on ether, bullshit. It's something most of these guys are taught in school, and they just keep going with it. And I know guys that got old ass trucks that they start every morning with ether, every single morning, and still ain't never put the motor and ain't never to replace the motors in them. The old 6.9 that I had, anytime it was below 10 degrees, you were shoving a can of ether down its gizzard to get it started. But once you started, she was good. And me, I actually enjoyed it. I could have just fixed the glow plugs and the injectors in it for $300, but you're supposed to do them every 100,000 miles, and I didn't want to do it because I thought it was really cool when it first started up after an ether blast.
Screw it. I'll just put a 9 feet V plow on my Maverick and call it good.
What do you need you got a V10. The fuck do you need any other truck for? You might as well just drop that son of a bitch off over here. I'll go make some money with it. Because I know once this cold snap's done, we're going to get fucking piled on with snow. This is actually the first year I regret not having a plow truck because there was a shit ton of money to be made on the lakes. I watched the one guy on the one lake, he made over $2,000 in one weekend. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to separate these out. I'm going to let them sit. Those are my rattle reel jigs. These ones. I kind of picked up on these. I like these ones because of where the hook design is. You let these sit. I may run them for jigging, but I'm going to try this.
Sucks too much gas. I park it full, and when I get home from trucking, it's empty already.
Well, if you take the fucking keys with you, you wouldn't have that problem. The problem is the 700 miles that are on that truck, you didn't put them on there. Bet you maybe half of them are yours, not even. You want to put money on it? That you dudes right out the bottom. Various assortment of lead.
And it's getting lots of mysterious I don't know dents in it.
Oh yeah. See, if you just park it over here and leave the keys in it, it may have a few more miles on it, but it would have mysterious cash in the center console. Just saying. I know what it is because I don't have a plow. I have access to one, but I'm scared that one's going to break down, so I don't mess with it. Pounder. That will keep. These are supposed to be in my jig box.
I just need to put a new ignition switch in it. A couple extra keys are floating around, I think.
Well, when we go to do the stereo in it, we can do that too. They're pretty easy. Extra line. So, I was actually going to go get myself a new pocket knife tonight. Because as you all know, I need one bad. And so I started looking up the Buck pocket knives because that's what I've had for years. It's what I grew up with. It's what I've had for a very long time. And I started looking up the reviews on them, and people are complaining about the blades rusting. People are complaining about...
Arco Pimp says I was looking at a truck this week. All the dealers are asking 9.69% on leasing. They have been in Walleye's fish whistles law. Dash says time to crash. Get this unloaded in the morning and get home for the week. Got a load for next Monday already.
Nice. Good for you, brother. You needed it. Been praying for that for you. I know it's been real tough on you the past year or so. Been praying for good opportunities for you. Profitable ones. Take that with me. Definitely need that.
Dash says blah, it's only a 90-mile one-day job.
That's all the stuff I saved space out of my tackle box by doing it the way I did it. Got a couple of old shit and things that I gotta throw away. They just want to make sure your batteries are recharged in that old solar truck of yours. Okay. Got plenty of lead. Got lures. Bringing a scale. Because they'll be doing... We'll have a place we can go. We'll be able to see live updates. So I'm going to bring a scale. So we're not guessing. I love this little tackle box.
Power only load, no trailer rent on this load.
Oh. I feel bad because I told Laserbeam I didn't have any fucking steel leaders, and here I had a whole shit ton of them. I have to apologize to him for that. I didn't think I had any. I had a whole shit ton of them. Keep this shit up, I'm going to end up with another one of them big ass boxes. Well, the plan is for the fish house, once we get things remodeled, is I'm going to have, I won't have boxes in there. I'll have a rack for trays. Because next year I will be traveling wherever to whatever events I go to with my fish house. And then when I go to these tournaments, I can just grab the racks out. We'll see what happens. Check my emails, see if maybe they emailed me. Oh, Ritchie Brothers, come back. You're still approved for a lot of money. Well, thank our president. He shut down the fucking pipeline. I have no need for equipment. Would have been my big pay dirt. Would have been my big pay dirt. That's all the excitement, guys. Change clothes tomorrow. Load up my one box. Jason gets here. I'm gonna be organizing stuff in his fish house when he gets here. He's gonna clean a few rods out of his rod rack, and then I'll just put mine up in his rod rack. I talked to him earlier today, told him that I was going to be bringing 4 different rods with me. It's kind of what I travel with, is 4 different ones. I bring 3 different tickle sticks and a Wolfen Custom with me. I use my Wolfen Custom as my dead stick. It's got a bait feeder reel on it. I don't really see us doing anything for fishing tomorrow. Been a lot of wannabe tournament fishermen out there, so here's the thing. If you're going to go out and you're going to pre-fish for a tournament, right? You don't go out a couple days before the tournament and hook fish. You just don't. You cut the hook off, bury it, let them bite the jigs, see what jigs are working. But these guys are literally out there hooking the fish like idiots. And needless to say, they got their asses chewed on line for it. It's one thing to go out pre-fish. Every good tournament guy, that when you're allowed to, you go out and you pre-fish your spots, see what it's going to do. But you cut your hooks off. You just see if they hit. You watch them on the underwater camera and see if they're going to hit. And these guys are literally out hooking these fish and bringing them up through the hole. And it's like, today they went and chased a whole bunch of people off because they want to have a good tournament. You know, it's a pay to access lake. You have to pay to get access on it. That fee is waived for the tournament, but you still have to pay to get on for the tournament. There is a raffle drawing. Who knows? Let's see. Try to see if I get some cash with the raffle. Yeah, I have a little bit. Buy a couple tickets. You buy a couple of tickets. Do have to stop at the store tomorrow. Got enough monsters, but I'm probably going to want a few Coke Zeros. Throw in the cash wise tomorrow. Go get a 6-pack. Probably 2 of them.
Rogue Heron says howdy.
Howdy. Got everything charging up right now.
Boss Lady says at Rogue Heron hello. Rogue Heron says how's things?
Good. I'm actually tired.
Hey Boss Lady.
But I gotta clean all this stuff up yet. What do I got over here yet? I suppose I can show you guys what I've been organizing. All that for one tournament.
When you getting back on the ice?
Tomorrow. Ice has been really sketchy around here. There's a couple of lakes. We'll be back out Sunday. Probably head back out Sunday during the day. I've got to go get propane, get gas. But it'll be I gotta make a phone call tomorrow. So once I can figure out exactly what my schedule is going to be, I'll know more what my streaming schedule is going to be. The good thing is I'll have money to start getting some of these projects done.
Oh ye.
Put me in line to get the van 4-wheel drive.
Boss Lady asks, are you for sure doing what you brought up the other day?
Yeah, I'm right now for the month I'm $1,500 short. We're not gonna make that up in a week. We've performed some pretty good miracles on the stream, but $1,500 in a week is almost impossible. That's just in bits and subs.
Rogue Heron says hell I am short $1 million from being a millionaire.
No, the current economy has taken a whooping on a lot of people. You know, things were getting really good here for a few months, and then I knew these last few months were going to be really tough. But with Twitch doing the things that they're doing, and, you know, inflation and, you know, revenue stuff, I just have to look at the writing on the wall. I still have a house, bills, and things that I have to pay for. It's been fucking awesome. It still is awesome. I mean, I'm still doing it. It's just, I just have to look at the writing on the wall right now. You know, there's been a lot of people that keep supporting the stream, and it's awesome, and I'm grateful for it, and I hope they keep supporting it so I don't have to. It gets me closer to getting back out there full time, but right now I've got to do what it takes to get the debt paid off, get things revamped, and get things done. Because we still have to get the van fixed before it even gets on the road.
Supposed to be $11 a gallon this spring summer.
So, and as always, people who continue to support the stream, the money from the stream is going to keep going back into it. I do plan on doing stuff this summer. It's not going to be all just going out fishing. It's going to be automotive stuff. It's going to be grilling stuff. It's going to be camping stuff. It's going to be a lot of different things this summer. I want to gut the entire van out, and I want to custom build a high top on it, and mess around with doing some getting some stuff done. We've got to get some stuff done on the fish house. Jason's given me a kind of a chore list of things that I have to do before it goes to his place. It's not a lot, but I still have to, I want to make sure it's done. So if he decides that sometime during the summer we're going to work on it, then it's ready to go. I'm going to put a, I wasn't originally going to do a high top on the van, but I think I'm going to, just for moving around and bathroom purposes and things like that in there. We originally talked about, I talked to one of my guys about stretching the frame on it. And it's not as hard as it sounds. It's actually an easier process than making the thing four-wheel drive. But then that was the other talk, is because the fender alignment on those, the way the front fenders line up to the doors, without about extending the front end out and actually putting a truck front end on it. I like having the short front end, but making it four-wheel drive would be a hell of a lot easier with a truck front end on it, stub and a truck front end. Be a lot cheaper to work on too. I did secure a divorce transfer case for it, so I'll still be able to run the two-wheel drive setup. Now it's just, I'll have to get the money for the leaf springs. I have the axles. I have to get the money for the leaf spring conversion for it. I've got a Dana 40 divorce transfer case for it. It's going to put the four-wheel drive shifter in an awkward place in it, but I really don't care. we'll figure out how to work around it. It's not like I gotta be able to speed shift it into 4-wheel drive. I just gotta be able to have the option. And then I gotta lift it. So my half-ton van, when it's all said and done, will be a 1-ton van with Kingpin Dana 60 front end in it. I originally had the front end for a mud truck project. And then I really want to do the van. So it'll give me time to do that and get that done. For now, what we're going to do this summer, I'm not going to do the high top this summer, but I'm going to cut in a rooftop AC. Just so that way it's more comfortable to camp in. I'm going to put a soft start unit in it so I can still run it off my 2000 generator. And then hopefully by next winter we'll be making the switch to lithium batteries. Still fascinated by diesel heaters, so people think I'm nuts, but I actually really like them.
Boss Lady says, dang, we are sitting right at 0 degrees right now.
We're at 2.5. Which means probably in about an hour it'll be less than that. Yeah, about 30 to 40 minutes from where you're at, I'll be at 0 then.
Too cold.
Move to Texas.
Daddy Shark says 22 degrees.
Oh, it's coming your way too.
Boss Lady says, brag it up, Daddy Shark. Lol.
20-something degree weather's killing my lakes right now. That's why I don't have ice fishing content. I don't have any fishing content. Got a buddy of mine's got a pretty decent Arctic Cat sled for sale.
I know it's good for you, Ron.
Never thought I'd seriously be looking at snowmobiles again, but after a year like this, I don't want to take the 4-wheeler out on the lake. Now with the slush pockets out there, I'll be out there shoveling that thing out constantly. Even if I V the blade in, the pockets are just nasty. You really got to have a tracked machine for this kind of stuff. Who knows, if it doesn't sure up, maybe out of my first couple of checks I can go buy a tent. Go buy an ice fishing tent. Go do some ice camping. My fish house is pretty light. I'm pretty blessed to have a fairly light fish house for its size. But I got one more I'm going to build, my last hurrah.
Rogue Heron asks, you still doing that chef job?
No. That was a temporary deal. They had been having a problem finding a full-time cook, and they finally found a full-time, because they wanted a full-time cook that could be a kitchen manager, somebody who can handle the orders, talk to the distributors, and stuff like that. And somebody came in, and it was a very, very good paying position for a cook. and they finally found somebody that came in and interviewed, and the manager was just like, I don't, I feel really bad about this. And I said, no, you laid this out in the beginning. You offered it to me, and I didn't want it. And I wouldn't want to do it full time. It's a split shift position, and I just wouldn't want to do it.
Makes sense.
Well, start throwing this shit away, I guess. Start cleaning up. Get ready to call it a night. And then I'll probably turn the stream on for a while tomorrow. I'm not going to have it on during the drive, because the drive down there, we're not going to have shit for signal.
Walleye Aki Ta says one more heater and off to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to clean up and get ready to go to bed. Walleye, you up at the woods yet? I'm off to my tourney tomorrow. We're gonna go scout, find a good spot. It's pretty hard.
Walleye Aki Ta says heading up in the morning.
Right on.
Boss Lady asks, can I try the raid tonight?
Absolutely. I got a streamer actually I want to raid. I'll send you if she's on. I just stumbled into her stream. I've never seen her before. She's from Texas. Somebody gifted me a sub to her stream, so I went and checked it
Rogue
out.
Heron says, oh okay, safe travels.
I will stream for a little while when I get up tomorrow. I do have to run into town for a couple of things. Forgot to put them guys in there.
Walleye Aki Ta says, then I go to the Keys on the 8th.
I'm waiting to see them pictures, man. I'll be watching for them on the Facebook and the Instagrams and shit.
Going to stop at that one bar where you can hand feed the tarpon.
Hey, just don't fall in like half the other assholes in the Tic Tac and lube tube. I just had a hook fall on the floor. I gotta find that before the dogs get to moving around. That's a vet bill I don't need. There it is.
Rogue Heron says that's neat walleye.
Oh. Those of you who don't know, Walleye actually gave me my deucer, my transducer for my Helix 7. Gave it to me for a Christmas present. So now I have an extra one. And from what I've been reading online, some people have been having problems with them, which is nice because I think I got an issue with the one I got on mine. I'm going to send it out. I got to find somebody who knows how to update these things because I've tried it twice and I suck at it. So maybe I can talk Barrican into helping me out one day. He's pretty smart with that shit. Who knows? Maybe I won't even have to worry about it. I could win a live scope. I could win a live scope this weekend. Let's be praying for like a 28-inch walleye. Seal the deal. Get one right off the rip first night. Right away, as soon as it starts getting dark, 28-inch walleye. Actually, the winning walleye was caught the early morning hours, but be nice to seal the deal on that right away. Catch a big old walleye, then I can go out and target big old northern.
Walleye Akichi Ta says I know there's like 3 updates for them. You have to download them in a certain order.
Oh, really? See, in this, like the old hummingbirds, and that's the thing. Maybe it's I don't know. I gotta find somebody who knows how to do it. How did you do yours? You got somebody that does them for you. Maybe one of them. You got one of them youngins of yours doing it. Are they pretty smart? I will, if this job works out to everything they're telling me, I will be buying a brand new Garmin for next year. You getting that unit Walleye's got, and I'll have to get the. I love that shuttle you got built for yours.
Rogue Heron says, oh, new job, congratulations.
I haven't gotten it yet. I've agreed to the secondary interview, and they've agreed to give me one. It's about as far as we've gotten so far.
Walleye Akichi Ta says I had a buddy do mine.
Yeah, I gotta get somebody to do mine because I can't figure it out.
Rogue Heron says, oh, okay.
But this is why Garmin is having record sales. I don't know why they just don't make it so you can hook it up to your Wi-Fi at your house. It's literally a stupid little ass chip that they can put in it and then just tell you to connect a fucking antenna to it once in a while. Or plug it into an Ethernet cable or whatever. Stupidest shit ever. Don't get me wrong, I love the graph setup on it. I love I love a lot of the features of it, but that update thing is just pisses me off. And then having to wait 2 years to get a deucer for it pisses me off. And honestly, every every big time walleye fisher or run and gun fisher that I know is running live scope now. I've yet to see a hummingbird live scope out on anybody's fish, and I'm talking some of the best fishermen in this area. Not a single one of them are running hummingbird. Not a one of them.
I hate electronics. If something goes sideways, I'll find it.
Yeah, there. Like I said, there's not a. The walleye slayer out here. He runs Garmin live scope. The other two guys that literally had a custom built fish house all the way done for chasing walleyes, running a gun and walleyes. They're running Garmin. Walleyes running Garmin, and then it's like I have yet to see a single hummingbird unit out there. Guys are running like the Helix 5 and the Helix 7 ice bundles, but they look at my shuttle. Hey, that's a nice shuttle. I'll sell it to you. Give me $200. You can have it right now. I'll take my lithium battery, my head unit off of it. You can have it. Go get a ram mount unit, like just hook it up on a ram mount unit like Laser's got on his. I don't even use that for outrunning a gun, and I still pull the old Vexilar out. So I'm a second shift guy because right now I'm about run out. Means I'd have an hour or two left in my shift, maybe 3. Their first shift position starts at like 7:30 in the morning. 7 or 7:30 in the morning. You're done by 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. And it's like, that would be nice. But just like that second shift. Only problem is I'm going to have to get acclimated to the first shift because where I'm going to be at in 5 years, I have to be, well, not even 2 years, I have to be first shift. And I won't have a choice. But start out second shift, and then I can do all my training during the day. Do my schooling once I get settled in.
Yeah, 7 to 3 is beauty.
Well, I have to go in. I have to spend my first year kind of just learning and hanging out with everybody. And then after that, I go to school. I got to get my boiler's license, my AC certification, and my 3-phase certification. I hate electrical. I hate the tickle. And I'm going to get it a lot. I'm going to get it a lot. I already know the equipment that I'm going to be messing with. It's going to happen a lot. I'm going to get that. How you doing? So if y'all see me just twitching here on Twitch, mind your business.
Ha ha ha.
Alright, move this. That can go up by the door. Move this chair. Got the wife's office chair out. Kind of been hanging out, using her stuff. Come on in, hang out. I just gotta pack stuff up, clean stuff up. What is that? These and these gonna go with tomorrow.
Well, good luck, sir.
Oh, I got a few minutes yet. I just got to finish cleaning up. The other thing is the bonus to the live scope is you can run one live scope and everybody in the fish house can use it if you set them up right. Walleye's house, his new Yeti, that thing was fucking awesome because he's got a big screen, flat screen TV in there. So he's got it running to the flat screen. It was pretty badass.
Badass.
Oh yeah, if I was going to get a custom done RV style fish house, I would get one just like Walleye's. And there's nothing in there I would change. Let's see if... Alright, let me look here. Hey boss lady, you on?
Boss lady says yes.
Let's go raid Texas time. Go raid JB and the guys.
Walleye ah ki chi ta says night everyone.
Night Walleye.
Boss lady says okay I know JB.
Yep. Safe travels tomorrow, brother. Let me know how the ice is doing up there. Should get pretty good after this weekend.
Rogue Heron says okay guys take care bye.
Well, stick around for the raid, everybody. Please stick around for the raid. If you ain't met JB, you'll like JB. JB's good people. Is it going through?
Boss lady says that didn't work.
Let me try it.
I'll have to tell Barracan. Walleye ah ki chi ta says you too.
Absolutely.
Big Daddy yells we are going to raid Texas time. Go to their channel URL now.
Well, that didn't work. That was just a link. Oh, it says I already have a raid in progress. Okay. Apparently it'll just raid out on its own.
Boss lady says it's going.
Yeah, it just doesn't show it on mine. Should have had my tablet set up. That's what I got it for. But yeah, I'll get to go meet JB and company whenever it sends it through. This is the wife's crafting table. We just put fishing shit all over it. Won't be fucking telling on me neither.
He's a good shit.
As far as shit goes.